I don't feel safe, Team Taco. Y'all, I'm not feeling safe right now. The thing is, I remember whenever Taco was out there, Krasnov, Donald F. and Trump. Y'all know who I'm talking about, the Russian asset there. Yeah, when Taco was out there on the campaignings, remember he told us, he said it a bunch. He said, we'll make America safe again, he said. And I needed to hear that, being a grown ass MAGA man and everything. I needed a 79-year-old man to tell me he's going to make me feel safe and warm and fuzzy inside, and I needed that, because I'm a wuss, but I needed to hear that from him. And, I needed to feel like that I was going to be coddled by an 80-year-old man, And he told me that over and over again. He said right there on the campaigns, I'm going to make America safe again. And he said the same thing. He's going to protect on the women's. Remember, he said he's going to protect on them. And I'm like, well, he's serious about that, because he does protect on them so much so that he falls into them sometimes, He's protecting on them so hard that he just falls right into them, But like that Katie Johnson there, protected on her so good at 13 years old, just protected on her so good, nobody else could even get to her because he was already protecting in her, So I know he's serious about his protecting and stuff, but the thing is, found out he ain't protecting on America, y'all, at all. He ain't doing it. And see, that Tulsi Gabbard lady there, she's the head of his national security. Yeah, another one of those Russian asset people there. That's her, She's the head of our national intelligence there. And so, which makes sense, it's being Russian asset and all that way. Anyway, she said he ain't doing his national security briefings, y'all. He ain't doing them. And thing is, come to find out at this point, whenever that Joe Biden, Sleepy Joe, was up there presidenting, he had already had 90 of them, y'all. He did 90 of them. Trump's only done 14. 14, y'all. And I thought Sleepy Joe was sleeping. He wasn't sleeping. He always did 90 of these things. Safing. Keep America safe is what he was doing. And Taco ain't doing it, is the thing. And she said he can't pay attention to him. Said that ain't the way that he consumes information, that he can't keep his mind on it, It wanders. His mind's wandering away. So she's coming up with better ways to give him his national security briefings and all, trying to, And the thing is she said, because what he likes to do a lot, eat Big Macs and watch his Fox faking news all day, is what he likes to do there while he's pretending to be president. Eat the Big Macs and watch the Fox faking newses. And so she's talking about giving him his national security briefings in like a Fox faking news style, so he feels like he's watching the news and all, keep him there focused on it. And the thing is, at first I'm like, well, that right there might be a good idea, keep him focused. But the thing is, it'd be bad idea, real bad idea. I mean, what they gonna do? They gonna get Sean Hannity to come in there? I mean that is his TV mommy, his Shawnee mommy, his man mommy right there. I guess they could get Shawnee mommy to come in and do it. But the thing is, what kind of national security briefing you going to get from the Fox faking news? I mean, they're just going to lie to him the whole time, just going to lie to him, just right in his face, just lie to him right there. Not even on the TVs, right there in person, going to be lying to him, And I'm like, that probably ain't good, You can't be getting national security briefings, Fox faking news briefings like that. They just lie to him, make him hate on people unnecessarily. He don't need to hate on any more people, y'all. The man has so much hate in his heart right now, the thing would explode if they put more hate in there. That it's dangerous, is what I'm saying. You can't give him the Fox faking news briefings. And besides that, what's it going? Every 10 minutes, there's going to be some cowboy come on there and trying to sell him a catheter. That ain't going to be helpful at all. Besides that, another thing that could be dangerous for his health, y'all. I don't know if you can have a catheter like that with doo-doo diapers all the time, because he's always got him a big stinky up there in his diapers, and having a catheter there, that could give him a kidney infection, y'all, bad one. He could get the doo-doos up in his kidneys then, that'll mess him all up. So that Tulsi Gabbard needs to watch what she's doing. She's not a doctor, for one, okay? And she's a spy. She's a Russian spy. That's not doctor. So anyways, that was her idea, is give him some Fox faking news, national security briefings. He's just going to lie to him the whole time. That wouldn't do no good, There's better ways, I think, really. I mean, I know what he's going through, and it's that mental development stage that he's going through right now. And I've seen it happen to people before, recently, actually. And they get out of it. They get through it. They will pull through it. My grandson, Finn, he's just 11 months old, just turned 11 months old. I watched him go through that whole thing that Taco's going through right there. Just couldn't pay attention to nothing. Just was mind wandering all the time. Well, now then that he turned a whole 11 months old, he's actually getting more focused. He can pay more attention to the things that he's doing and stuff and all. He's more interested in stuff and things longer, So he made it through it there, and that's why I think Taco probably will at some point. He's going to make it through there, But in the meantime, there's other ways. Don't do the Fox faking news briefings and stuff. That's just going to, like I said, it's going to be more distracting. They're going to lie to him and try to sell him cowboy catheters and stuff. That ain't going to do us no good. Now, they get one of them smart refrigerators is what they could do there and make it extra smart and use refrigerator magnets. Give him his briefings, and unless he spells out on the refrigerator with his refrigerator magnets that he understood the briefing, it won't open and he can't get to his Big Macs. You put his Big Macs in there, and unless he understands, and puts it there on the refrigerator magnets, the refrigerator won't open. Lock him out. Can't get to his Big Macs. That's one way to give it to him. Now, another thing I thought of, and it seemed to work back there for that George Bush feller there, for his briefings, pop-up books. Doing the pop-up books is a good idea there because he could pay attention to them. Pretty easy, and they keep them intrigued, especially if like every couple of pages you put like sharks and then a boat with some batteries in it or something like that, or put some magnets in there with rain falling on them. Challenge him a little bit, make him think them things still stick when they're wet, keep him intrigued all the time, So pop-up books is a good idea. Now another thing they could do, since she is the national security advisor and all, and she's a Russian asset, just give all of our national security secrets to Daddy Vladdy. They could do that. Give it to Daddy Vladdy, and then Daddy Vladdy could brief him, because he knows it all anyway. She gives it to him anyway. And so he knows it. And then, hey, Taco would have to sit there and watch those briefings because Daddy Vladdy, if he didn't tell on him, he would. He'd tell on him. He'd say, look, if you don't watch these briefings, I'm gonna tell everybody. I'm gonna show everybody the PP tapes. I'll show everybody the PP tapes. Them hookers peed on you back there in the Moscows. He could tell him that right there. Or you know what else? I think Daddy Vladdy been effing on the Melania. I think that the Daddy Vladdy done effed on the Melanias, y'all. And he probably got pictures of that too, And it probably wasn't just him. They probably his whole dang apparatus up there, y'all. Probably ran a train on her, Choo choo. Anyway, that could have happened. It could have. I bet it could have, And then he's got pictures of that. That'd be embarrassing for Taco, for all that stuff to get out, that Daddy Vladdy was effing on the Melanias, That could be a thing right there. So anyway, he's got some blackmails and stuff on him. So unless he sits down for all the briefings after Tulsi Gabbard gives him all of our secrets, then he's going to put all the stuff out there. You better sit down and watch it there, Taco. You know what I mean? So there's ways there. It's got the donkey and the carrot, It's ways to get him to do it, but doing the Fox faking news things ain't, that right there is just going to lie to him, y'all. That ain't going to make us no safer at all. I felt safer under that Joe Biden feller, to be honest with you. I really did. And I know people say he was sleeping all the time. 90 national security briefings at this point. That ain't sleeping right there. That feller was busy is what he was. And so I felt safer there under him. At 82 years old, I felt safer there, warmer and fuzzier on the insides. And you know who else don't trust that Taco? Don't feel safe at all? The Ukrainians don't. The Ukrainians don't feel safe with Taco right now, too. That's why they're not telling Taco when they're getting ready to go F up Russia. You know what I mean? And they've been effing Russia up a lot lately. I mean, just, ugh. They took out the bridge, y'all. They took out the bridge. Took out a bunch of airplanes and stuff, and the airports is up 3,000 miles away. They did that stuff, Ain't telling Taco about it because they say they can't trust Taco. They can't trust the Taco. So, like, why can't sometimes? You ever been to Taco Bell and be like, I don't know if I'm going to trust this Taco. That's the way they are, but with that Taco, they don't trust on him, So, and because he's not getting his national security briefings and all, that the Ukrainians are like, F him, we're going to do this on our own over there. And besides that, if we told him, he's going to tell Daddy Vladdy anyway what we're going to do. So they ain't even trusting on him either. So what I'm saying, he ain't making America safe, y'all. He ain't doing it at all, like he said he's going to. I don't feel no safer or warmer and fuzzier at all. And they got to figure out a way to get them briefings to him. I think we might have it figured out right there. The Fox faking news with Shawnee Mommy ain't going to be a good idea. Like I said, they're going to be trying to sell that man cowboy catheters every 10 minutes, and that's the last thing he needs is a kidney infection up there in his doo-doo diapers. That ain't what he needs. What he needs, refrigerator magnets and pop-up books, I think, probably the way to go. And maybe just go ahead and let Daddy Vladdy brief on him, That way he don't tell all the secrets, about, Melania and pee-pee tapes. But anyway, y'all, I just think that would be a good idea. There's got to be better ways to get him briefed up there, rather than putting some Fox faking news briefings together, y'all. That just sounds horrible all over it, y'all. All right, inmate Trump.